What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and in this video we're going to give a quick rapid fire analysis on 4 different cryptocurrencies that we normally talk about here on this channel. We're going to talk about, in this order, Dash, Stellar Lumens, XLM, Hbar, Hedera, and then we'll finish off the video talking about Cookie DAO. So again, that's Dash, Stellar, Hbar, Cookie DAO, right? 4 different coins, rapid fire analysis. Hit the like button, subscribe, and let's get into it, okay? So Dash here at $63 is a little bit lower than what we were expecting it to go to, right? We were calling for and very much expecting a $65 price, and even just below there. Here we are at 63 bucks right now, guys. We are just below there. We're right at prior areas of resistance here, prior areas of resistance here. I think Dash, out of every crypto right now that's on everybody's watch list, right? Dash is probably one of them. I think Dash is at a perfect area to buy. Now, we could go lower still from here. It is very possible that we do go down to, as much as anything from like a 5% drop to potentially a 20% drop from here, as low as $50. But I do think that relative to this drop overall, we are at a very good price to buy. I mean, don't forget that here from a high to the low, we've dropped an overall 57%, almost 58%, and we're back testing prior resistance points for support. Okay, I don't care if the price goes lower. I don't care if it goes to 50 bucks. There will be people who, in about a week or two, are going to wish they bought here at $63. I don't think we go to 50 bucks, but it is a possibility. $51 is a possibility. I highly doubt that we go down to the golden ratio. I highly doubt that we do. I want to look at the short-term stuff and then zoom out. Again, rapid fire analysis, but I can't help myself. I got to be a little bit in depth here. Bullish divergence on the RSI. Bullish divergence on the MACD. It looks like it wants to cross up, right? You barely have lower lows, and Bitcoin right now is below 100K. So you're actually holding up better, I think, than most cryptos right now. I mean, all things considered. Bullish divergence on the RSI on the 4-hour and the stochastics and the MACD. The MACD has great bullish divergence. You guys, mark my words, by the time you watch this video, if not tomorrow, the 14th, it's the 13th today, we're going to see that Dash recover. We're probably going to see Dash back pushing toward 100. Maybe we're at 100 tomorrow, but I would assume that we start pushing toward 100 between now and the next week. We should be back over $100. So very promising outlook here for Dash. Daily time frame, looking at this, the RSI has cooled way the hell off. You have dramatically lower lows in the RSI. Right at the 40 area, it's a perfect area to bounce from in the RSI, and on the daily time frame especially. Lower lows in the RSI, yet higher lows in the price. It's hidden bullish divergence. It's a good thing. Stochastics at the oversold zone, the same area that you were at before when you bounced, and back here you've bounced here before. That's a good thing. MACD is bullish overall. Very positive outlook. So again, just looking at this from a simple perspective on the weekly time frame, I don't think there's anything really else to say other than it's a perfect time to buy. I would very much advocate the buy. Ever since we've been below $70, I've been advocating for the buy avidly. And we're doing it again here. From a high to a low, you went all the way up to your golden ratio. You pulled back to your 0.5382 zone, which is exactly what we predicted all the way at the top here. We predicted this perfectly when we were well above $130, that we'd go all the way down to this level. And again, it's a little bit lower than I thought we'd go. It's kind of at the lower end. $62 was the lower end of this range, but hey, whatever. 63.12, that's fine. It's a perfect area to buy. And the next area that we're going to go to for Dash, mark my words, from here will be somewhere up about like $234 to $335. Okay, that's the next target area. Likely we either see this in the very late parts of November or sometime in December. Okay, it's happening very, very soon. Dash, there's that. Let's talk about Stellar Lumens, XLM. Shout out to Amir. I know you've been hounding the request for Dash. I appreciate you, but don't spam. Okay. I almost actually didn't include Dash in this video because I don't appreciate spam and I don't want to feed spamming. And I know that you desperately want the analysis, and I very much appreciate that. I don't appreciate spam, and I can't get to everybody's requests. Spam is a good way for me to see your requests, but it's also a good way for me to ignore your requests because typically I don't. But I like Amir, so I admire their tenacity. So anyways, talking about Stellar Lumens here, XLM, 27 cents is the price right now. Looking at this from an overall perspective, from the all-time high last cycle, it's not the all-time high. I shouldn't say that. Sorry, the cycle high last cycle to the bear market low. We've interacted with our upper ends of the retracements, and I very much am confident that we're going to see higher prices. Just the short and skinny of XLM is that we will see a $1.50 to a $2 and let's say 50 cent by the end of this year. I do believe we'll be above $2, if not by the end of the year, then by the end of January. I very much believe in that, but $1.50 to $2.50 by the end of the year is what I'm very confident in. Okay, in the short term, for the short term outlook, we look at the daily time frame here. Looking at the RSI, yeah, we rejected the 50. We're probably going to come down a little bit lower, right? You've grinded out this area. You're probably going to close a day that is below this level here. So we're a little bit above there. Something below 27 cents. You're at 27.2 cents now. Nothing dramatic. Go a little bit lower. Form that bullish divergence on your daily time frame, on your MACD, on your stochastics, and your RSI, and you'll be fine. But yes, the 4 hour looks like it wants to go lower, so you probably do go lower. How much lower is the question, right? And therein is a good question. You know, I don't necessarily believe that you'll see a lower low than this here, and that's all the way down at about 25.2 cents. I don't necessarily believe that, but it could happen. Let's just see. I mean, if you were to go lower, the lowest I would give you, how about this, is about 23.5 cents. Okay, I doubt you go below 23 or too much below 23.5 cents. You know, you're not going to go below these lows. You could go below here, but again, if you do go that low, you're probably going to wick and then close closer to here. Like, sure, you might go down here, but any human who's watching the price, you're probably most likely going to see it around 26 to 25 cents. Okay, not really below those levels. So I don't really think we do go below these lows, or at least too much below these lows. I think that we do form bullish divergence, somewhat of a double bottom, and then recover from here. Okay, a very key and important area to watch for anybody and everybody investing in stellar lumens right now, from a high to a low. A very key area to watch is about 41 cents. When you close above there, on a daily time frame, on a wicking time frame, that is your golden ratio. That likely validates whatever low that you have, and also implies that we are going to see new relative highs. Again, by the end of the year, I think we'll see $1.50 to $2.50, $2 to $2.50 by the end of January at the latest. Okay, that's XLM. Let's talk about Hbar. Hedera. Similar, very similar chart, right? I mean, like look at the difference. They're basically the same. It's completely similar. It's crazy. Like, look, it's uncanny how similar these charts are, but they're very similar projects as far as competition goes, right? They're in the same niche sector of crypto, direct competitors to each other. Hbar, same thing with stellar lumens. I think we'll see new all-time highs by the end of this year, and likely you'll be somewhere between about $1.20 to $2 by the end of this year. Now, that is about a 7x to about a 10x move. I don't think we break above $2 by the end of January. I do think that we could be around $2, but either by the end of the year or by the end of January, at least above $1.20 by the end of the year. Okay, that's my expectation on the long front. Not even the long front, but on the like mid front. We look at this on a daily time frame. We are kind of grinding out this area. I don't have a problem with this, right? As long as we hold higher lows, I don't have a problem with this. We might go lower, and Bitcoin's going lower. Everything's going lower. I mean, what's Bitcoin at right now? It's dropping as we speak. 99.4K. I'm actually going to put this. Oh, I had Hbar pulled up over here. You know what? Then I'll leave it over. No, I'll leave that one open, and then I'll just put Bitcoin over here so I can see the price, just in case it does crash. I can make comments on that, but I don't think that Hbar goes too much lower. If we do see lower lows, again, just like stellar lumens, you'll probably have bullish divergence, right? Yeah, you'll probably have bullish divergence. No, you won't actually. On the stochastics, yes, and on the MACD, yes, but not on the RSI. You could go lower, but I don't think that you go dramatically lower. Let's just see. If you were to go lower, how much lower would you go? Let's look at this from a low to a high. Low here to a high there. The lowest I could see you going to is probably, realistically, is like just below 14 cents, 13.9 cents. You're at 16.8 cents now. That is a bit dramatic. Realistically, though, I think 15.2 cents is where you go. But the lowest would be technically 13.9 cents, which directly correlates with this prior area of resistance here and your 886. It's perfect. I doubt you go below there. I doubt you even get there. 15.2 cents likely holds. There's still a very solid chance that you don't even go below these lows, okay? Let's look at the 4 hour time frame and see if we can depict that a little bit. 4 hour RSI, stochastics, MACD, they all look bearish. Being at these levels here, it's really hard. Because the 4 hour being bearish doesn't mean that we're going to see lower lows. It just means that we're going to go lower from here. But how much lower is the question, right? High to low. Maybe we do go below 15.5 cents. Maybe we do. But I don't expect we go too far below there. At the end of the day, regardless of what we do here, maybe we move down a little bit. Maybe we move down to 14 cents at the lowest. Maybe not. Like that. At the worst, that's your drop, right? The upside potential, it's not even comparable, right? It's not even. It's literally not even comparable. Don't worry about this move. Worry about this move, right? It's a great time to buy Hbar. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor. Anyways. Finishing up this video, we'll talk about Cookie DAO. This should be pretty quick because Cookie hasn't really done too much in a little while now. Well, it's dropped, hasn't it? Cookie, not on Coinbase. I'm sorry. We want Bybit. Bybit here. Yeah, dropping down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months in a row. Red. That's crazy, bro. That's half a year of just consistent downside. That's depressing. Anybody investing in Cookie DAO right now, you gotta be what's the word? Patient. you've got to either be patient or depressed or maybe a little bit of both. Let's look at the. I suppose I can start off the same way that I did with the last two, is talking about the upside potential. I do believe that we have found our low. I don't believe that we go lower than that low. I do believe that by the end of the year, or maybe I should say by the end of January, Cookie Dow will be somewhere around $1.65, if not higher, by the end of January. By the end of the year, we are looking to be around our all-time highs, if not at new all-time highs. $1 and beyond might be reserved for January, just to be fair. But expect spectacular, exceptional growth. And the reality is we could see a lot more than that. I mean, this thing, I think, genuinely, its next move will top off in January, somewhere between $1.65 to $3.90. I doubt we stop at $3.90, but I also doubt we stop at $1.65. $2.50 is a good target right there, okay? That $2, $2.50 level for the last three has been actually very dependable, let's just say. Let's look at the short-term stuff, and then we'll wrap this video up, all right? Daily RSI is sad. Stochastics are sad, but there's some bullish divergence there. And the MACD is bearish overall, but there's some bullish divergence building here as well. All these indicators look like they want to go lower. Oh, you do have bullish divergence on the MACD, though, don't you? Lower lows, higher lows here. It's really not that bad. 1 hour and 46 minutes left. I'm curious to see, because if you close this candle here or lower, you will not have bullish divergence anymore on your 4-hour time frame. You're actually building bearish momentum. So it would be nice in the next, if by the time you guys watch this video, the next hour and 46 minutes, if Cookie could close back above 7 cents. If this 4-hour candle here, this one, the 16th hour of the 13th day of November, if that can close above 7 cents, you probably do have bullish divergence in which you will move higher. Let's look at this real quick. Let's just see. Low to high. You broke through. I don't think so. Yeah, you went from your golden ratio 236 down. You're going to go to 6.66 cents, devilish in nature, to 6.47 cents, somewhere in there. If you break below 6.47 cents, then I was wrong. You will not hold this low as support. If you break below 6.47 cents on a 4-hour closing basis or daily closing basis, that means 6.47, you don't wick below, but you close a candle below there. The solid body closes below this line here. If that happens, you likely go to about 5.8 to 5.2 cents. I don't think that's going to happen, but if you do, that's the worst case scenario. And still, again, likely by the end of this year, we see new all-time highs, and we are pressing prices that are toward $1, okay? The AI narrative is ramping up. Cookie Dow is in a very prime position to take over. You're moving down. You are moving down consistently, but man, not a lot of volume on the way down. I just whenever the volume comes back, whenever interest comes back into crypto and alt season really kicks off, I wouldn't be surprised at all if Cookie Dow was one of the leading examples. By the way, out of all these coins we've talked about, Cookie Dow is, to me right now, it seems the most bearish, but it also has the most bullish prospects. So again, just like the others, if you buy here, you might sit on some losses momentarily, but if you can sit through the pain, I think the reward would be very well worth it. I mean, just to put it in perspective, from this exact same price, by the way, from here to here, the fundamentals of Cookie Dow have only gotten better. They're only on the up and up. We're only better now. If you liked Cookie back here or you liked it back here, fundamentally speaking, there's only more value to this project now than there was before. From this level back here, when there was less fundamental value than there is now, from this exact same price point, we saw 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks later, less than a month later, we saw a 12x move. Okay. So when I tell you we'll be at new all-time highs by the end of this year, I'm not just saying that for no reason. I'm not just saying that as a pie in the sky kind of thing. We've done it before. Just because we've done it before doesn't mean that we'll do it again. But I'm very confident that we're finding a double bottom here. I'm very confident that our weekly indicators have reset. The stochastics are coming up, and that's nice. Typically on the weekly time frame, when you come out of the oversold zone, you do continue to the overbought zone. We have bullish divergence on the weekly MACD that is absolutely spectacular. There's zero doubt in my mind that Cookie Dow will be at or very near new all-time highs by the end of this year and pressing for $1 to $4 in price going into January. Hit the like button, subscribe. I should say $1.65 to $4. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all. Take care. Bye-bye.